Where we lock and load. Come on. Where we lock and load. Allen Pass. It's the Allen Pass Show. Where we lock and load. Come on. It's the Allen Pass Show. Where we lock and load. Come on. It's the Allen Pass Show. Where we lock and load. It's the Allen Pass Show. Where we lock and load. Come on.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Allen Powell Show. We are live Wednesday evening. My guy Brian is in the building. Getting your haircut. Hey man, if they got a TV, man, hey, tell them to turn to YouTube and turn us on real quick, man, because you know this is all barbershop talk. This is what it is anyway. You in the right spot already.
Yeah, you already know.
What up, guys, man? Shout out to R.I.P. Coach Lou Host, man. Notre Dame's partners, man.
Yeah, man. Lou Holston passed away, dog. He got 89 years about the deal.
Yeah, live long life. Champion.
Already. Let's get to it, man. We're going to talk about Byron Scott won LeBron gone, but we're going to start off with the NFL. We're going to start off with the NFL because this is the time where they get cap casualties. You know, a lot of players get released, traded, and we had a couple that came up. And I was hoping Mike would be here because his Chiefs traded Trent McDuffie. You sent me the news. One of the top cornerbacks in my opinion, and he's traded to the Rams for a first-round pick, 2026, fifth round, sixth round, and a third round of 2027. And they saving money. He was the last year of his rookie deal. They're going to save some money. But what do you think about this move, Vic? McDuffie to the Rams. I think it's good for the Rams, of course. But as far as the Chiefs go, we've seen him get rid of Hill.
I'm going to call it like I'm calling it, and Chiefs fans might not want to hear it. Y'all rebuilding, bro.
Wow.
That signals rebuild. Hey, bro, trading a young cornerback like that, bro, instead of paying them, they don't want to pay nobody right now.
But they never traded the cornerbacks. We never seen them pay a cornerback. They did L'Jarius Sneed the same way.
Yeah, right. But I'm just talking about look at the last 2 years, bro. Your best offensive lineman is here in Chicago.
Yeah.
You letting your best defensive back is in Los Angeles. I mean, when you start trading away your best players, bro, that shows me that usually is now football is different. It could be a retooling, but it's also a sign that they don't feel that they're gonna compete right now because you keep those kind of guys in your secondary. You feel like you're gonna compete. Now, I don't know what their plans is with the money, or they're gonna recoup like that, and then maybe they feel like that the Rams overvalued them. They saw something that the Rams didn't see. Like, there's always other sides to this. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But that to me, usually, if you compare them to other teams, and you compare it to last offseason to this offseason, when you're losing two of your top players from championship teams back-to-back years like that, most teams would say that they're trending down or downward than upwards.
See, for me, it's like I don't think they put a premium on top cornerbacks. I feel like they can draft another one. They let go L'Jarius Sneed. They draft Trent McDuffie, developed him, made him a top corner. They think they can do it again. It might be a little arrogance involved, you know, but they don't want to pay. They don't. If they get rid of Chris Jones, then I say it's a rebuild. But
if they have no problem with doing it that way, I mean, more power to them. I mean, like you said, maybe they feel like they can develop. Maybe they feel like they DBU over there. They can develop all these guys in the All Pros. Who knows? Hopefully, it works out.
Yeah, Brian, what's your thoughts? Trent McDuffie, cornerback, going to the Rams. Rams just went very far in the playoffs, man, and they adding the All-Pro cornerback. So I definitely think it works good for them. But what's your thoughts about Trent McDuffie?
Man, I think the Rams trying to stay in their Super Bowl window. They know they got Stafford aging. You know, the defense was a liability for them at times last year. So I do agree with Vic where it could be maybe more of a retooling than a rebuild. Yes. Like you said, we've seen them do this before. I mean, they just did it with Tyreek Hill. So it's one thing about those Chiefs is they know how to keep building the team around Patty Mahomes. So, you know, I think as long as they got him as their quarterback, they're not really worried about much of anything else. You know what I'm
And-
saying? So
right.
yeah.
That's why I can't call it a rebuild as long
Wait,
as
but
you
hold up. I ask y'all one question. Maybe I'm tweaking. Didn't they also release their starting left tackle or something too? Is he
Yeah.
is he
I
coming
heard
up on
that.
waivers or something like that too? Now
Yeah.
come on, bro. I get this the Chiefs and they championship pedigree. But any other team, bro, y'all know what this would be, but I
Right.
get it. I get it. I get it.
But you might have a point too because it ain't like Pat Mahomes not coming off an injury as well. Was it towards ACL?
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
you never know how people respond to that. It might be a rebuild if he don't come back full strength the way they think he can. Then it might be a rebuild for this year until he gets all the way healthy, and let's rebuild the roster. So I'm not just straight dismissing it, but I just think because of the history of trading cornerbacks before, I won't call it a rebuild yet. But like you
Right,
say,
right. But see, my thing, that's what I was trying to chat at you. Just the other things that I was looking at that made my decision that say that, like Tooney, them letting the starting offensive tackle go this year, trading McDuffie. I was just like combining all those together.
yeah.
And then we look at teams like the teams that usually do those in back to back all season, usually trying to trend another way.
Right, right, yeah. I think the Mahomes injury is going to tell us a lot about where they're headed. But kudos. Hopefully Trent McDuffie get paid. He's last year in his contract. I know he's looking for a new contract. Snead got paid by the Titans. Hopefully McDuffie get paid. Go ahead, Vic.
Oh yeah, and the thing with the Rams, I like their strategy because you see, bro, the last 4 or 5 years they haven't really picked in the first round. They still had 2 first round picks this year. So what they doing? They're gearing up to give McDuffie probably make him the highest paid corner in the NFL. Puka Nacua, when he come off his contract, is going to be top 2.
Yep.
So they're gearing up instead of having to pay them first round picks. They're rewarding their guys, and I can understand that. They're trying to keep that championship window open, like he said with Stafford. I get Stafford 2 more years max, and he done.
For sure. Everybody that's tuning in, make sure y'all share the live, subscribe, comment. We will be posting the comments. And Rams still got their first round pick, the number pick.
Number 13.
Yeah. So
yeah,
it ain't like they, not picking in the first round. So they felt like they had it to spend anyway. So,
yeah. I really thought they was gonna be the sneaky team that go up there and get both of these first round draft picks and get Max Crosby. But they like, no, 13 is too much to give up for them, and I don't blame them. 13, I wouldn't give up the 13 pick in the draft right now. I wouldn't.
Right.
As part of a trade, I wouldn't do it.
Not at all. Not at all.
Yeah.
Also, Stephon Diggs got released from the Patriots. You know what's crazy is he just signed a 3-year deal last year. That's what tell you how flimsy NFL contracts are. 1 year in the contract. Oh yeah, you gotta go, bro. You gotta go. 1 year in. And I text you back. I said, was it strictly money? Was it strictly money, or was the off-field issues part of the problem? Because he pleaded not guilty to some domestic situation.
Yeah.
But I think I know I don't believe that helped for sure. I think that situation just gave them more reason to save money, and we don't know what the outcome this is going to be. So let's just get away from this right now.
I agree with you 100%. I agree with you 100%. I don't even have to add too much. Like, you hit the nail right on the head. I think it was like a combination of both. The off-field drama was not worth it. He was not worth the off-field drama that coming on with it. And they front-loaded his contract. So this was always a possibility. That's everybody was saying, like, this is a 1-year deal. Now, to his credit, it wasn't a bad year at his age. And I think he still had over 1,000 yards receiving. He still had a bad year. And he's going to have a market out there once all this mess is over. But they just don't want to deal with the drama, like you said. And I get it.
So I was listening to people. They was talking about possible replacements. I was listening to ESPN. They like, oh, A.J. Brown, Alec Pierce. Like, yo, A.J. Brown, I say yes. Alec Pierce, like, to me, he's not. They talking about Drake May needs a number 1 receiver. A.J. Brown, yes. Alec Pierce. Now, I looked at the numbers. Alec Pierce and A.J. Brown had the exact amount of yards and similar touchdowns. But I've never looked at Alex Pierce as a dog number 1 wide receiver. Never.
No.
So his name keeps get brought up. I'm like, yo, I don't understand that. Brian, how you feel about Stephon Diggs being released from the Patriots and possible replacements?
Yeah, I think that I was surprised, but given his off-field antics and the baby mama drama, it probably is a little bit too much for Patriot Nation. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah,
not
yeah,
how
yeah.
they run things. And he might, this might be his last rock. He might get one more deal, but it looks like it's over for the big brother. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
saying? In terms of being top dogs on any team. So yeah, I'm wondering the Alex Kidd thing. Like you said, I heard the same thing. I think it's a seed thing more than just the number one receiver. It's
Yeah.
like you got Pop and seed, but it's like you willing to let go of Stephon to get somebody else's locker room chances and AJ Brown. I find that a little odd to me. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I don't know what they're going to do to replace him, but obviously, they got a plan in mind. You know what I mean? And he wasn't part of the team.
I like what you brought up with the baby mama drama. Vic, I want to bring it back to you. Did Cardi B play any factor with this? Because Cardi B been all in the news, them on again, off again, whatever going on with them. But Cardi B, was with Stephon Diggs, and they got a lot going on. And New England Patriots ain't about all that extra drama stuff. Was
Not
Cardi
at
B
all.
part of the issue as
Oh
well?
yeah,
Like,
come on, definitely, man, definitely. I mean, bro, they used to guys like Tom Brady and the type of ladies that he bring around. You know what I'm saying? They ain't used to know hood. They ain't used to know hood chick like Cardi B. They like, man, this a little too much, man.
yeah, man. Yeah, they say Giselle cool, not the BBL Cardi. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Right. Oh
BBL,
wow.
BBL Cardi gotta go, man. Stephon,
Yeah, man. They
you a
like,
BBL
nah.
Cardi gotta
They
go.
like, we got to get y'all up out of here, man.
Yeah. Hey, we had our own news locally, man. Bears center Drew Dalton retires at 27, man. This is a hit, man, because he played every snap. Looking at the stats, we was first like in pass win rate, fifth in rush win rate. We all our offensive line was for the most part healthy throughout the season to the end with your pillow, and that was one of the strengths of the team. And I remember before this year how we would get journeyman centers and like no name centers, and it was terrible. And we finally got us a center with some cachet, and then he retires on us at 27. And I'm still interested in what's his reasoning for retiring this
Yeah,
early.
I definitely want to hear what's going on with that because they haven't come out and said why.
Yeah. But how do you feel about that? Because that's a hit, and now we gotta the center is an important position for us. I can't speak for nobody else, but for us, we need a prolific center for this offense. How are you feeling the Bears going to address it, Vic?
Man, they going with a veteran. Ryan Poles already said it. He's not drafting nobody to start at that position. So when free agency period begins, one of them top three centers on the offensive on the market is going to be a Bear. Yeah, he already said he's addressing that position with a veteran. He's not putting the hands into somebody inexperienced in his offense like that.
Yeah, and so with this move, the Bears could save $10 million or more. So I mean, it's a positive to that. But I think he was going to the cap hit was going to be $14 million. But I think he was worth it. We know we've been having these shows about who's worth it and who's not worth it. He was actually worth the money he was going to be counting against the cap for the Bears. Like, yo, pay that.
I agree with you 100%. Him, Jonah Jackson. These guys earned their money. They came in, they played well. Over not just good, they played well. They gelled. It took them like training camp and maybe 3 weeks into the season. After that, they was probably the most cohesive unit in the league. Like they were good together. And Dahlman was the anchor, man. And we know Tooney what he is, but Dahlman was the anchor because we were able to run the ball up the middle, and that created a lot. They created a lot with this offense. And then he was just so great in pass pro too. Like he was the best. He was the best center in football this last year, man. He was 26 years old, bro. It was tough, man. It's tough losing him at that age, bro. We got him at like 14 million. To me, that was a steal for him the way he played, because you got some centers they send for the command 17, 18 million because teams are gearing more towards that kind of offense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And he started off a little rough for me. Like I was on him like, yo, man, I seen him And the first couple of weeks, I was mad. Like, yo,
All of them, including Tooney, were kind of bad the first couple of weeks. All of them, like they were bad against the second half against the Vikings in that Detroit game.
Yeah.
And the first half of the Raiders game. After that, they came out in that Commanders game. I'm saying I remember like a guy after that Commanders game, they were good all year, man. They were good all year after that Commanders game.
I didn't hear nothing about like concussions or anything like that. So
No.
I think this had to be like a personal thing. Like, you know,
I'm wondering if he think he's like 26 and 27. I'm wondering if they say he's made like up to $25 million. He's got most of it. Maybe did he feel like he want to walk away from the game healthy and enjoy that kind of money? You never know what's going on with guys, bro. Like when they retire, like you never know what's going on when they retire that early because he walked away from, like we said, from a lot of money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
he walked away from a lot of money,
and we can tell. Let's just be honest. He ain't coming from a bad background or something.
No, not at all, man.
A lot of black people, hey, yo, man, I'm going to stay in this thing because I ain't having the best growing up, so I'm going to get all I can get.
Mm-hmm.
He ain't seem like he ain't come up like that. Like, I'm going to get this little money. I was already good before I got into the league, and I got enough money where now I can chill. But
hey, man, educated. He has 6 years in the NFL. Like they said, he got about $25 million his net worth. He walking away from football. He feel like that's enough. He want to be able to walk away, and maybe it's something that he knows that we don't know. I'm just glad when this all come out. You know what I'm saying? Because why he's retiring is it's hush right now, and that's what make everything so crazy. Because like you said, there were no injuries, there was none of that. For us to base nothing off of, it's like we basically just feel like he's just quitting on us.
Yes. And I hope that the case. I hope he's okay. You know, you never know. People be committing suicides and stuff now, so we don't know what's going on personally.
We don't know what's going on. I don't want to jump the gun or nothing to jump his situation because, you know what I'm saying, I don't know, but I just know usually people don't walk away from that kind of guaranteed money when they're as good as he is at a demanding position. Like his next contract, he could have even commanded more.
Facts. And that's why I think he wasn't in a dire situation financially. But
you got to remember, you know, his father was a former NFL player. He graduated from Stanford with a mechanical engineering degree.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he clearly was ready for a life after football. You know what I mean?
Right.
But it's unreal. I just can't believe it because of how good he was a Pro Bowl center, how long we've been trying to fill that position. You finally get that position filled with a young quarterback. It was all looking good. And I think that he is just as, you know, responsible for some of the development that we seen in Caleb Williams, just because he took a lot of that pressure off of him. So it hurts. You know, I would like to definitely hear what it is, but I do have confidence in Ryan Poles and the Bears, Ben Johnson, and, you know, Dan Rochard and all those guys to fill in, you know, to fill in the blanks.
Yeah, because I was interested, like, who's going to be available, or do they link in-house? Do they try to look in-house and try to shift some people around? I actually like the one of the offensive linemen that filled in for in the playoff game when Tooney went to tackle and the guard that came in and played tackle. I actually like what he did. I don't know if he can play center or not, but as far as an old lineman was concerned, I thought he played well.
Well, Jonah Jackson can play center, but I don't think they will make that move considering how good him and Darnell Wright were on that right side together. I don't think they want to mess with that because that was their bread and butter over there. You know what I mean? On the run game. That was the bread and butter on the run game. So, bro, listen, I'm clearly saying Ryan Poles said it in his press conference. They are getting a veteran. So they don't have a veteran on the roster that can play that position. Luke Newman is there, but he was a guard in college. They transitioned him to center last training camp, and he's been learning the position, but he's not ready to start at the position right now.
Do you know any centers that's available, free agent centers?
The number one center in football is available. Lindenbrow from the Ravens.
Okay.
Yeah, and the Bears are looking at him too.
Sign me up.
He gonna want like 20. They say he turned down a record-setting contract from the Ravens.
Yeah, he wants some money though. Yeah, but hey, bro, hey, listen, he was the center that graded out over Drew Dahlman, bro.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, he high graded than Drew Dalman. So that's why he
Wow.
wanted his money. The Bears were looking at him. They were also looking at this guy, Biaski. I don't want to butcher bro name. He was the
Yeah.
last. He played for the Falcons. They cut him. He's out there. And then they were looking at one more guy. The three guys.
I don't want
Those were
nobody
like
that's cut.
it was
It was cap
for
casualty.
yeah, it was cap casualty,
Okay,
bro. That's all it was. Yeah, yeah. It wasn't that he was bad. It was cap casualties.
We can't go
Like,
back.
yeah,
We can't go back.
he was a 10th rated center in football.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, the third guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All
Yeah.
right. That ain't bad. That ain't bad. All right. We'll see what happens. It was other cap casualties. We seen David Montgomery get traded. Mekhi Becton. I wonder if Philly gonna try to get him back because when he was with Philly, they balled out, especially in the run game. If I'm
He was
Philly,
a Pro Bowler with Philly.
if I'm Philly, I go back. Hey, yo, Mekhi, come on back, bro. We need you back, cause it wasn't the same once she left.
And now also the Bengals not franchising Hendrickson, letting him like, bro, go ahead, do your thing.
Go.
Yeah.
So I think the Bears going to get one of the two, Hendrickson or Crosby. I hope we get one.
I wouldn't mind getting one either, but I don't see us giving Hendrickson $30 million. He gonna have to come on down on that offer.
And then Montez Sweat making too much money too. So
yeah, he gonna have to come on down on that offer, man. He can't get no $30 million from us.
Yeah. I want to get to some basketball news, man, and hopefully, Brian, we can get your barber involved in this because I know he's up with the LeBron James situation. But Byron Scott went on a podcast and said, basically, this should be LeBron's last year. Now, I'm going to play the response to Shannon Sharpe and them first because Shannon Sharpe got in their feelings, but they didn't give proper context. But I'm going to play Shannon's first, and then we're going to go to the original podcast where he said the comments because that's going to give context to what happened. So this is Shannon Sharpe responding to Byron Scott on a podcast saying that he wants him gone.
Former Laker Byron Scott wants LeBron James off the team. Scott said, I think he should be his last year here. He don't have to go home, but you got to get the hell out of here. To see Byron Scott publicly calling for LeBron's departure.
That wasn't AI? Byron Scott really said that?
Yeah, it wasn't AI.
You heard me on? Byron Scott really said that publicly?
That's what he said. Yeah, he was on his podcast.
Yeah, I mean, that's crazy. And obviously, maybe I doubt that Byron Scott would really feel that way, or maybe he actually does because LeBron is not the same LeBron of old. But saying that he needs to leave LA and Luka just be the only person there that is somewhat consistently outside of Austin Reeves makes no damn sense. So why is LeBron being the one that's being called out from Byron Scott when all the other issues that even Ray Charles can see that they have going on with the Lakers right now?
I don't know. I think the thing is, I don't know when this started happening that guys from an organization, great guys from an organization would all of a sudden call out guys that's currently within the organization. And maybe this is a Kobe thing. LeBron was never really accepted, even though he really revitalized the Lakers organization. I don't care what anybody says, and I think the fans understand. They know that. Right. They know what the Lakers were Kobe the last 3 years. And when Kobe left, they know what the Lakers were. I don't know what is this?
Right.
What are we talking about? If LeBron doesn't come, the Lakers are not selling for $1 billion.
Right.
You're not going to be able to get Luka because you don't get AD. AD is not coming to LA.
Mm-hmm.
It's just I don't know what LeBron did to piss so many great players off.
Yeah.
He didn't. No, he didn't. I get it, Ocho, and a lot of times we talk about this on the show all the time, Ocho. Mm-hmm. These guys currently in the NFL get privileges and things we didn't get, but I don't begrudge them because.
All right, that's enough. I can't take no more. I can't take no more, Shannon. He all in his feelings. We know he loves LeBron. Go ahead,
bro. I was hoping you had me muted, bro, because I was over here laughing so hard, man. It's ridiculous. I just didn't want to do that on the show, bro. Thank you for cutting that off, bro. That was too funny, bro.
I had enough, we all know that Shannon Sharpe loves LeBron. He think he's the GOAT. So they're gonna defend him no matter what. But when I looked at the total context of the video, which I am going to play, then you kind of understand where Byron Scott was going. It wasn't as bad as they making it seem. It wasn't even that bad. But
I do understand where Byron Scott coming from. I mean, bro, because regardless, say whatever you want to. Him, Luka, and Reeves, that core is not winning anything in the West. You bringing LeBron back for what? You don't need, man, he can say whatever he wants to, but that's the LA Lakers. They ain't LeBron, they gonna sell regardless because that's LA. It really ain't much going on out there in the that time of year when after football over with. The Lakers are gonna sell. It wasn't no LeBron. You know what I'm saying? You talking about he revived all that. Man, that bubble ship. Man, get up out of here, bro. They act like that man that really done something for Lakers. He been over there as a player. Bro, that bubble ship don't mean nothing to real LA fans. They like, bro, that's nothing. Like they up and acting like that man just really been over there like he's just a lifelong Laker and he changed the culture. No, bro, he ain't changed no culture. They ain't won nothing with him to me. To me, they ain't won nothing with him.
Yeah, I don't. The bubble ship wasn't the one.
That wasn't it. Either. That wasn't it, man.
But I will say this. Number one, I hate when football players talk basketball. Shannon is cool because he does his stuff. He's been doing it for a while, but Chad just seemed like he just lost when it comes to basketball or other topics. Like, yo,
he be following up. He just be whatever you say, whatever you say,
AI. That means he didn't even go look at the original video to get content.
Right.
You know what I mean? I like when they got Joe Johnson on there talking basketball because he knows basketball. He played basketball. Get Ocho up out of here when it comes to basketball stuff. Stop it. But he did say something. Shannon did say something that I'm interested in. And Mike, thanks for joining the show. I want to get you in here real quick. Why do you think older players, the older generation, they don't respect LeBron like they respect Jordan and other greats? Like they will say, you know, nobody would never say, yeah, this need to be Jordan last year. Get him up out of here. You know, like they would never say that. But I'm gonna play the context. But what do you think to what Shannon said? He said he don't know what LeBron did. Why older players talk about him like that?
Man.
See what I'm saying? That's what I was doing. See what I'm saying? I'm trying to keep him laughing, man.
It's hard because I don't want to get off track, but I just happen to just randomly play game 6 of the 90, I think it was 96 finals, Jordan's year right after the I think that was 96, 97.
Yeah.
Year back, you know what I'm saying, on their second three-peat. And I'm just watching these games. And I'm like, man, the games were different. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I think they respect Jordan in that era of basketball, because this era, these guys don't play like that, man.
Yeah.
They might have a night or two or when it gets to the finals, but those guys was putting in the body of work all season long.
Yeah.
Ain't missed no games, you know, if they didn't get hurt, but these guys, load management. Oh, I got this, I got that. Then I seen the meme earlier, like, oh, but I'm leading. I got the rebounds, I got the assists, I got the longevity, I got the man. No, but that don't mean nothing, man. They like, oh, I went to 9 straight finals. Jordan went to 6 straight and won all of them.
Yeah. Hey, bro.
Well, that's why the older players, I think, to me, my bad. I think that's why the older players, the older guys, gravitate towards that brand of basketball because they can relate to the grit and the grind. And LeBron did put on the show when he was younger, you know what I'm saying? But man, but it's just a different game. It's a different era now, man.
And look, hey, before the Go James Kingdom people come in talking about he didn't make 6 straight because you know they'll say, oh, he came back in 94, 95, and he got put out by the
We know what he meant.
I'm just saying, I just want to put that out there for they be like, oh, there go them.
It don't even matter.
Right.
You can't go back and say, you can't go back and say, oh, well, Jordan lost this finals and lost his finals. No. LeBron lost this finals and lost that finals and then lost this finals and then lost that finals. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man.
Yeah. Hey, Brian, let's
You can say about Jordan all you want.
Hey, can we get your
All they
barber
can
in
say is
real
he
quick?
won because he went to the finals.
He right here. He right here.
Yeah. So, hey, you seem like you old school too, man. Can we get your opinion real quick? Why you think the
Facts.
older generation don't respect LeBron as much as Jordan do? As
No,
much as they
sir.
respect Jordan?
I'm not under any estimation at all. The
Hey,
man is not cut from the same cloth.
yes.
Not at all.
Talk to
And
him. Talk to him.
all they can say is he went to the finals. But what he do when he got there?
Yeah. There
That's
you
the
go.
thing.
There you go.
Jordan finished.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another thing
He
about
went to
Jordan.
9 straight. He went to 9 straight with 35 All Stars
Thank you.
too.
Come on.
Yeah. Hey, real quick. Hey, shout out your barbershop real quick, man.
Yes, sir. Plug it.
Brotherhood Barbershop, 1734 East 87th Street. Cash cuts.
Okay.
Yes, sir. You cold.
Okay.
You see, I'm
Brotherhood
on the
Barbershop. I like
podcast.
that.
Look, man, come on now. Big head and all. I'm getting chiseled.
Get him together. Get him together, baby.
Get them
That's
together.
right.
Yeah.
But you know what though, to piggyback on that, I think that the difference too is, you know, Michael Jordan would always pay homage to those before him.
Fact.
It's
Right.
almost like LeBron goes out his way to
Right.
try to, you know, belittle those guys. And you can't talk about that era of basketball and then think that those guys ain't gonna take offense to it. So Brian Scott was just, you know, hey man, listen, he was standing up for his guys. And he a
Listen.
Laker, you know, won championships with some of the greatest. So, you know, everything y'all said, I agree with 1000%. I just think if LeBron had a little more humility and acknowledged the greats before him a little bit more, I think he'll be more ingratiated by those guys as well. They probably have a little more love for him. But since he kind of like, I just remember when he said that thing where he was like, when I made that shot or something, I knew I was the GOAT. When we made the
Right.
comeback, I knew I was the GOAT. I never heard Jordan say that he was the greatest.
Nope.
I never heard it.
He
He went
Never
out
always
the
heard
way.
it.
He went out
said
the
it was
way to say
different
that he
eras.
wasn't. He went out the way to say that he wasn't.
And he said it
And
was
he
different
used
eras.
And he used specific names of guys that he felt like, how can I say that I'm better than him? And one was Bill Russell. He said, okay, yeah, I do have 3 championships at the time, but this is just when they had beat Phoenix for the third three-peat. He's like, man, this doesn't make me the greatest player ever. This is what he said in the press conference. This does not make me the greatest player ever. I didn't set out to be the greatest player ever. Things like that. He's like, yeah, I got 3 championships, but Bill Russell got this many. He won such and such in a row. And is he better than? Am I better than him? Is he better than me? It's like it's always gonna be different eras, different things. So you got to pay homage. He don't know how it would be. LeBron just feels like the hell with Will Chamberlain, the hell with Larry Bird, the hell with Magic Johnson.
Yep.
I'm just better than all y'all. And I'm gonna let the whole world know. Yeah, the fans already think I'm better than Jordan, which we all know he's not. That's a younger generation, but. Everybody, he just feel like forget everybody else too. Shaq, all these great players, Tim Duncan, all these great players. He just feel like I'm just so much better than all y'all.
And I'm glad you brought that up. And Brian said it just a minute ago too. I'm about to play the video to give context to what he was saying because once again, he talked about the older generation, and this is what he said. And this is Byron Scott answering because of what LeBron said. So here we go.
You know, I mean, there's been plenty of, players like Jordan and the Kobe's of the world, and, that stayed with their franchise no matter, even when it was good times and bad times, just real quick, switching gears, LeBron recently said that it's harder to play now in this NBA than it was back in the day. Bro, not even close.
It's laughable.
Fast break.
Listen, I'm a big LeBron fan. I don't think he's the greatest that ever played, but I'm a big LeBron fan. But that was laughable to me.
Damn.
When I heard that. I said, wait a minute. So you're
Crazy.
saying that it's easier to play in the 80s than it is today?
Did you ever see the Celtics and Lakers and the Kirk Rambis fouls and all those things?
You guys are trying to take each other's heads off.
You never saw the Pistons play back then?
No, I mean, and it's, Chick Hearn's on saying, no blood, no foul. You get up, you shoot your free throws, you keep playing. The game was so much more physical then. Now you could sit back and say, well, the score wasn't as high. Go back and look. Our scoring, we had probably between 12 to 15 teams averaging over 100 points a game. So the pace of the game was just as fast as it is today. I don't think the guys, we played 94 feet because everything was predicated on getting the ball inside and out, right? They play 60 feet today because everything is predicated on shooting threes.
Yeah.
You know, so
They're
you're
not even going inside.
Yeah, you're not going up and down like we did back in the day. And
you're not getting physical in the paint.
As far as physicality of the game, it's not even close. So I just thought it was laughable, you know, coming from one of the greatest players that ever played a game, to say that it was harder. It's harder to play now than it was then.
Are you ready to see him go from the Lakers?
Yeah. You know, I mean, like I said, I'm a fan, but you know, I don't mince words either. I mean, I think this should be his last year here.
Not in the NBA, just here.
No, just here.
Okay.
You know, I really.
You don't got to go home, but you got to go.
Yeah. You know, it's Moore's Day. You know what I'm saying?
That's
you don't have to go home, but you got to get the hell out of here.
B. Scott, speaking of somebody that was sent home recently.
All right, so that's the gist. That's the gist of the comments. So to bring it back to what Shannon Sharpe and them was saying, it didn't seem like he was being malicious in what he's saying. He kind of paused. He hesitated even with what he's saying. But it comes from the back of LeBron saying it's easier to play back then than it is now. That's one. And then two, he was just saying like he explained how hard it was. They was getting clotheslined and stuff back in those days. You know what I mean? Like for you to say they looking at everything as a flagrant foul now. They ain't no you clothesline somebody now, you getting suspended for some times.
And all that flopping.
Yeah, but he brought, and that guy brought up the perfect example of how Kevin McHale, man, hit Kurt Rambis in the neck and made that boy flip over in the 1981 finals. Crazy, some of the craziest stuff I ever seen, man.
So I think Shannon needed to look at the context of what he was saying more than just getting emotional about what was said. It wasn't malicious in what he was saying. LeBron is old, and I think we all think he probably should go back to Cleveland for his last year. It only seems right to do that. And the Lakers, like, if he's not going to take a minimum to stay, he's old. He's old. And so, and then like with all the stories coming out with Bus and what the comments she was saying, it just seems like this is the time for him to leave and then go back to Cleveland to finish it up. But
what Brian looking at is he putting up 27, 8-7. He's still shooting the high percentage from the floor, and he feel like he should be compensated for that. The Lakers looking at it like, bro, we get all that you putting up numbers, but we ain't winning no shit with you here at your age, putting up those numbers. We can spread those numbers with that salary we gonna save across some young players and go and get this thing kicked into the future. Because the longer we play around with you, the longer we lose some of Luka's prime.
Shout out to FYL Sports checking in. They part of that LeBron tribe. You know, they love LeBron too, but I ain't mad at them. But my thing is this. The comments was coming off of LeBron saying it's harder to play now than back in those days. That's a shot at Byron Scott's era. So Byron Scott was really defending his era and then giving context to where the Lakers are. Austin Reeves, I'm not saying it's LeBron's fault why they losing, but he's not the same LeBron that he was. And who can expect him at, 40, 41 years old of age? But I think, you know, and I said this before, you can't have two white guys and like Austin Reeves and Luka that don't play defense, and then you got an old LeBron all on the same team. You can't do it.
No.
So
that's not a championship. I think we call it the truth. That's not a championship level roster. It's not. It's not.
And DeAndre Ayton has been a bust. He came over here and has done nothing.
Bro, because bro don't care about basketball. I've always seen his attitude from day one. He like, if I have a good night, I have a good night. If I don't, I don't. I've always sensed that from dude. He always just been one of those guys that just showed me laziness, DeAndre Ayton. I've never been a fan of that guy. Even at Arizona, I just never been a fan of that guy. Yeah, I've been following him for years, bro. He never hustled. He never shows me any hustle.
Mike, what did you think about Byron Scott's the initial video of what he said, how he said it, and everything that he said?
Hey, I agree with it. I ain't got no issues with it, man. Like I said, I'm from that era too, man. I like going back watching those games, man. I really get excited, you know, about the NBA, watching, you know, the 90s, you know what I'm saying, the early 2000s games, you know what I'm saying, the late 80s games, you know what I'm saying, from what I remember. I mean, that was real good basketball, man. This basketball now is watered down. You got to see if these guys was playing. And, you know what I'm saying? You knew them guys was playing. They was going to break it for 48 minutes every night. You know what I'm saying? Blood, sweat, tears. Then if they had a back to back, they was gonna do it again the next night.
Right. Right.
Hey, I
And
got
It got
these
so bad,
guys,
bro. It
I
these
got
got
so
guys
one.
bad.
not doing that.
Go
Hey,
ahead,
I
get in
got
there.
one.
It got so
Not,
bad with these guys
Hold
that
on,
the
Vic.
commissioner had to
Let me
put a
get
65 game ban, 65 game minimum for you to
yeah.
qualify for a kind of award. It got so bad with guys sitting out games.
hey,
Let me get Brian to chime in.
nowadays they ain't going up to triple digits either.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Brian, what did you think about Byron Scott's interview? What he said?
Man, I agree with it. You know, I'm a little biased because I just feel like LeBron, he might have overstayed his welcome in the league anyway. Once you broke the record, it was almost time for you to go and call it quits. You know, it's like you almost watering down the legacy by just stat padding at this point. And
Somebody said he was doing that, like he's gonna make it so unreachable. The number he wanted to number so high where nobody can even come close to breaking the record again.
but I don't understand this narrative that it was, you know, it's harder to play now. Like you guys all said, the physicality back then, hand checking, real 7-footers, rim protecting, putting people on their backside. I just think today's game is I'd rather just watch Sports Center and watch the highlights than
Yeah,
actually sit
yeah.
down and watch a whole game. You know what
But
I mean?
you know what it is. They say that everybody's more skilled now. But this is the thing. You can be more skilled, but lack the mentality. The old school, it was a will thing. I'm gonna take your will. Matter of fact, like you say, you come down the lane, I'm gonna put you on your backside and see if you got the courage to come back down here again. It was mind games being played back in those times. And that's what's lacking in today's NBA. You can be more skilled. Centers and power forwards can shoot more now. But if you lacking the mental strength and common sense IQ, hey, I'm bigger than you. I'm going to take you down in the post and score instead of shooting threes like Karl Anthony Towns. Then what difference does it make? What difference does it make? So that's my issue with the comment is people being more skilled, but they dumber. That's my opinion. They can be more skilled, but they
Yeah,
dumber.
how you come into the lane and then the defense lets you enter the lane. You know what I'm saying?
I
With no resistance.
Yeah.
and I don't think it's.
I'm
I
not
think
buying the more. I'm not buying the more skill.
yeah. I'm
I'm
not
not buying
buying
the
it
more
either.
skill. I'm about to say I'm not buying the more skill. I'm sorry. I don't see any big men, and I got all the respect in the world for Nikola Jokic, Joel Embiid. I give the big men today they props.
Right.
These guys can shoot the 3-pointer. They be getting triple doubles. I give them all that. But I'm sorry. Nikola Jokic is not fundamentally sound as Tim Duncan at his peak. I'm sorry. I'm taking Tim Duncan 10 times out of the week over this dude. Sorry.
Yeah.
No,
I'm
I'm
taking
with
Hakeem Olajuwon 10 times out of 10 times over this dude when it comes to skill set and fundamentals. I'm
you.
sorry.
I
Hakeem
mean,
could have been doing that. Hakeem
how
could have
hard
been
is
doing
it?
that if they played this way.
How
Hakeem
hard
could
is
have
it
been putting up these kind of numbers.
to go 5 out? You know, ISO, pick and roll, pick and roll, pick and roll. I mean, it's like you just spread the floor out. If you give me 5, you give me the space. I think I get me 10 in the league. I think I get me 10. You know what I'm saying? But it won't be 3-pointers. You know, that's it. I just think that they even with me, like I'm a gamer, I play 2K. These guys really think that a dunk or midi is a bad shot.
It's
A
terrible.
2-point
Yeah.
shot is a bad, and I just
Crazy.
don't understand it.
I,
And then
I,
when we talk
I
about
will never
skill,
get that.
what happened to the footwork, the post work, the up and under, the step through? Everything got to be a highlight, ISO, dribble the ball 15, 20 times. You know, I just don't. I just think that this is you know, a top 10 Sports Center top 10 type of league right now. Everybody want to score 100. Everybody want to make a highlight play. What happened to the fun? What happened to the role players? You know, they keep on talking about 3 and D. We knew what if you left Bruce Bowen open in the corner, he's gonna
Yeah.
make you pay.
Yeah.
He's gonna make you pay.
Yeah.
Not everybody got the green light to shoot the 3. I just don't like
It's
it. You
terrible
know,
basketball. It's
yeah.
terrible basketball.
I
It
I
is.
was
It is.
just watching somebody. I forget who it was. What? I think it was Iman Shumpert. He said he was playing, and his game was the mid-range game. He said he shot a mid-range jumper, and the coach pulled him out the game and said that was a bad shot. And he said, "What?" He was like, "That's how he knew it was time. It was time to leave." They made him into a 3 and D guy, but he got pulled out the game because he took a mid-range shot. And listen, man, in my opinion, the game is simple. The closer you are to the basket, the easier you gotta chance to make the bucket. The further you are far away, the harder it is to make the basket. So a mid-range shot is not a bad shot, but the analytics got involved in the ball game and messed everything up. So like I say, they might not even be more skilled, but the game is dumber, in my opinion. The game is dumber. At the bottom line, the NBA basketball game is dumber. And
Yeah,
then,
bro.
you know,
And then too. But see,
It's
there's two.
hard to
And then
follow
there's
it
two.
because then you don't know what's going on.
yes.
I mean, then there's also two sides to basketball. When you talk about more skill, these guys are nowhere near skilled of the defenders of the 80s and the 90s. See, there's two sides to basketball. Everybody want to talk about pace and space and shooting. LeBron, y'all guys today in this era cannot defend like those guys at all. It's not even a contest. It's not even close. It's not even close. There's no Scottie Pippen. There's no Scottie Pippens and Dennis Rodmans out here today. Ain't none out here today.
Yeah, I can't
knock
say
it
that
off,
it's easy.
man.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say it's easy, but it's very interesting that Byron Scott said this ain't the first time we heard old school players say that. And to y'all point, I don't hear LeBron bigging up the old school players a lot, and I think that's why he probably don't get the respect that people think he deserves, because he don't show the respect as much as he probably should. And I think that's probably what the problem is. So, other than that,
I mean, that man own teammates told him he ain't better than Jordan. Iman Shumpert, D-Wade, all these guys told him that to his face. Like, they didn't go to the media. They told him in his face, like, dude, they said around kick, like, dude, you ain't better than Mike. Knock it off.
I mean, my thing is this, like, people just forget, like, it took this dude 10, 15 years to get a reliable jumper. He always was bigger, faster, stronger than anybody else. And to me, he still didn't really impose his will other than maybe like
a few
that
times.
Detroit series, things like that. Like,
yeah, you can put him out on your hand.
You know, and I remember when the guy didn't even want the ball at the end of games because he didn't even want to get fouled and take the free throw. And they come up with this clutch stat like the last 5 minutes of the game. That's not clutch. Clutch is the last who got the ball last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's a clutch shot to me. You know, maybe the last minute, I'll give you that. But I just don't understand the just infatuation with it. He plays the game the right way. I give him that. But
the right way is not always the right way, in my opinion, though.
In the 80s and the 90s, he probably would have been more Larry Johnson, Anthony Mason than LeBron James today. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't see. You know, I just don't see it, man. I just don't see it. Like, because he never got a low post game. You know, never posted up for real. As big as you are, where the post shimmy, the post fake. I don't know, man. He leaves a lot for me to be desired.
And this is my thing. To your point, got some more.
He say Jordan would have took that last shot.
Take the last shot. LeBron always let somebody else.
Yeah.
Even in the All-Star game, Kobe and them had to get on him. So we seen it. We seen it. But this is my thing. This is what I always say. LeBron actually had the chance to be that guy because we seen him do it. And I feel like if he would have had that mentality more than often, then he probably would have more rings. He would probably have the arm, like, you know what, we got to give it to him. But he didn't have it consistently enough, that mentality consistently enough to impose his will all the time. And because of that, that's why he's not my GOAT. But, you know, that's a preference thing. You know, the new generation, you know, they roll LeBron and more power to him. But that's pretty much it for today's show. Hey, man, I want to thank your barber for checking in with us.
For sure.
Getting you right on the show, you know what I'm saying?
Man.
Before the show, you was not looking like that. Before the show, he was not looking like that.
Man. We done made history, Cash.
Yeah. Hey, I do have this on my bucket list to do a barbershop tour. So we definitely gonna have to get back live out there and make that happen, man. We're gonna have to do a barbershop tour and make it happen, man. So, but yeah, shout out to your barber.
I'll slag. I'll come along. I mean, I can't. I got a barber, but I'll just come for the convo.
Yeah. We gonna have to do this barbershop tour because that's definitely been
man, my barber love to have y'all in there. He in Tilly Park. He'll love to have you, bro.
We gotta make the runs, Mike.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? I know you already talked about my boys. I was doing homework and I had lost track of time. I'm like, dang, it's 8:20 something. So But yeah,
Let
man.
me get your comments on Trent McDuffie.
Yeah,
We talked
yeah.
about him,
Hey, man.
man.
Hey, look, man. Look, I'm not gonna sit up here and say that. Oh, I'm glad he gone or he's shorty this and that. Trent
Right.
McDuffie was an All Pro. He's a great corner. He deserves to get paid.
Yeah,
And the Chiefs need help in other places. And that's what you got to do as a good team. You got to get some of your good assets. You got to let them go. And I felt like, getting 29 was, like, we would have been satisfied with just that.
yeah,
But to
yeah,
get 4 picks in total,
yeah.
the type of team that we are, hey, man, I'll take it. And I appreciate everything McDuffie did. It's not a bash on him. It's just, that's just the nature of the business, like we only had 6 picks. Now you look at it, we got 9. Man, you can make a lot more moves with 9 than you can with 6. I can tell you that.
Let me
Especially with
ask you
another
this,
first
Mike.
round pick.
Let me ask you this. This is the second time in recent years that this happened. They didn't play Snead either, and now they're not paying McDuffie. Do you think they just don't value the cornerback that much with this team, or what do you think that is? Why do you think once again they don't want to pay the cornerback?
Yeah, that's just their philosophy right now. I mean,
Yeah,
they feel like they got good coaches in those spots, and if they can find talent, I mean, because Snead was a fourth round pick, turned him into
right.
what he is.
Yeah,
Tyreek was a fifth round, turned him into what he is. Now McDuffie was a first round, so it's almost like, hey, we got him for a couple years, we had him for a few years, turned him into an All Pro, a Super Bowl champ,
yeah,
and flipped him for another first round. So I really can't be mad about the organization for that. But as far as them paying, they'll pay some safeties.
yeah,
They'll pay some safeties, but I
yeah.
don't know. Corners,
The corners probably cost a little bit more though.
yeah, the corners cost a way more.
Yeah,
And McDuffie, his strength to me is the slot, the nickel, but he was playing a lot of outside, and when you play outside more, your numbers, saying definitely go up.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
but I'm definitely happy for him. He gets to go back, like towards the West Coast. I think that's where he's from,
yeah,
and he'll get a contract, he'll get paid. Yeah, he going out there with 2 rings, and shoot, to get the Rams back on track. That was in the NFC Championship, so it ain't like he going to no slouch team.
yeah, yeah.
Uh, so yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I hate to see him go. Well, I don't know what's the saying. Hey, I hate to see you leave, but I love to see you go. Whatever. For what we got for him, I mean, that's great general manager work right there.
Yeah. So yeah,
Especially for a team, like the Chiefs. You know what I'm saying? So I'm excited. I mean, I hate to lose him. Like I said, I'm not going. I ain't got nothing bad to say about him. Like, oh, he can't do this or he can't do that. Nah, but that's just the nature of the business.
yeah, yeah. So that's it for the football, basketball, the rest of the news. I do got my scripture the other day. I didn't have one at first, and some just came to me. I've been in my word, but nothing was sticking out to me. And then I thought about the conversation I was having with a friend, and something just came to me just now as I was just as we was just talking. And it's Matthew 18:3 and 4. And I don't have the graphic to put it out there, but I am going to read it because I think it's important. And it says, truly I say to you, unless you turn and become like children, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven. And the reason why I say that is God wants us to come to him as a child. And if you remember, when we were children, we was always watching cartoons, being dreamers, we was always dreaming about the impossible or just had big dreams when we was children. And then when we got older, it was like, oh, it's reality. We got to do stuff, quote unquote, reality has hit us. We got to be realistic. But this scripture says, come to me like a child, and then you will, unless you come to me like children, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven. So God wants us to still come to him as children. And if you look at other scriptures, Ephesians 3:20 says, I would do exceedingly abundantly more than you can ask, think, or dream in some version. So God always wants us to come to him as children, being big dreamers, and we can't let the way we were brought up, our family members, friends, discourage us if we got certain dreams and they telling us it can't be done just because they can't do it or whatever the case may be, because God can do the impossible. So Matthew 18, 3 and 4, come to God as a child with your dreams, because he can do it all. And so that's my scripture today. Go check it out for yourself. Other than that, appreciate y'all fellas.
Bring that word, brother.
Thank you, man. Thank
All
you.
right.
Thank you for joining in. We're gonna
For
come
sure.
to that barbershop on a barbershop tour soon.
Hey, let's
And,
go.
Yeah. We gotta make that happen, man. I like your energy, brother. I
Yes,
appreciate you.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Hey,
All right.
hey, man. I think
What's
I know
up?
your barber, man. Cash.
Yeah.
What's up, brother?
What's up? Who that?
It's big.
Big LeGrand.
All right,
What's
y'all.
up, Vic?
What up, Cash? That's my brother,
Hey,
man.
me and Vic went to high school together, but
Yeah, I know he said I had to
I
look
just
for me.
look
That's
over
my
there.
dog, right? That's my dog, man.
Small world.
Yeah,
Come on now.
that's my dog,
Come
man.
on
Like
now.
that, my
Yeah, we
dog,
did.
Yes,
man.
We
sir.
definitely gotta come up there
Oh,
now.
y'all coming
Yeah.
away, Cash? We definitely coming through, bro.
For sure.
Let's do it.
For
All
sure.
right,
All right, y'all. We out. We catch y'all
love,
next week.
Love.
peace,
Love.
love.
We lock and load, Allen Pants.